Welcome to the podcast no one asked for.
I'm Sienna.
And I'm Morgan. And this episode we are having
Our Untitled Q&A. See what we did there?
Yes. We got some questions. We got some answers.
You want the answers? We're here with them all.
You didn't ask, like we said.
No one asked, but we answered.
Our tagline, the podcast no one asked for, the questions no one asked for.
This is the Q&A no one wanted.
No one wanted, but we are giving it to you.
Here we go. We provide that content.
Yes.
All right. Can I start first with our
Go
first
ahead.
question? This is a fun one. This is also like a basic like icebreaker question, but it's still like fascinating to me. Okay, if you could go to dinner with 5 people, alive or dead, who would they be and why?
5? I've always heard this question is 3. Oh my
Nuh-uh.
gosh.
5, alive or dead.
Good Lord.
Well, where would you like to go to dinner with them? First of all.
Waterburger.
Wait, Whataburger by the Bay or just like Whataburger off of Yorktown?
Dude, Waterburger by the Bay.
That's the fanciest Whataburger ever. Perks of when it starts in your
I
city.
saw a video on BuzzFeed about fun facts about Whataburger, and it said there's a gift shop inside the Waterburger by the Bay, and I'm like,
No.
there isn't. What
Whoa.
Whataburger have you been to?
That ain't it.
No, I was like, am I missing something?
Mhm.
No? 5 people. Good Lord.
Alive or dead? Start with alive. They don't
Oh,
even,
wait, are we doing 5 people alive, 5 people dead?
No,
Okay.
both. They don't have to all be like alive or all be dead. You don't have to have both. You can have all people are alive or the other way around, but just those are your options. They don't have to be alive. If they came back to Earth for one thing and it was to have dinner with you, who would you want it to
Oh,
be?
good Lord, they'd be very disappointed.
It's like, this is who I came to.
Jackie O.
Mm-hmm.
My all-time favorite historical figure.
Would you say Gina?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I would. I mean, I met her already, but like, I would. I would have.
Would meet again.
Would meet again, gladfully, just to make up for whatever mess I said to Gina Rodriguez. That's 2.
Mm-hmm. 3 more. All throughout history.
Do Beyonce,
Mm-hmm. What a table that's gonna be.
Oprah.
You would want to meet Oprah?
Oh, I wanna
Ask
get
her
that
about Josh Peck.
inspirational- What?
Ask her about Josh Peck.
Is it cliche if I say like Jesus?
No, I would say that too.
Okay, I was about to say because I know people are like Jesus.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's 5 then.
Yeah.
I have no idea who I would do. All of One Direction.
There's
No,
5.
I'm kidding. Do you know what I would want to do? First of all, I would say Harry Styles is sitting directly next to
Oh
me.
yeah, for sure.
That's one. Oh my gosh. It's when you think of like people that are dead, you're like, it
Right.
could be anyone.
Right. Like, what do you want to know from the dead people?
Ugh, JFK wouldn't know what happened.
No.
Dang it. That's a question. Which conspiracy do you want to be true? Harry Styles, obviously.
Tyler.
Oh, so you
Sagan?
visited dinner for 2?
Tyler. Sagan?
Oh, Tyler Sagan.
Oh my God.
Yes. Harry Styles, Tyler Sagan, sitting directly next to me.
On either side of you.
Yeah.
That's happened to me, and it's been my dream. I about died. Not with Harry Styles.
Yeah, not with them. Other
Let me
people.
clarify.
Like
with
One
2 other
Tree
celebrities.
Hill. Man, who would I want? Well, Jesus, obviously. But okay, that's 3. I'm trying to think of
Favorite
like
actor. You don't have a favorite actor or something? Because you've been singer.
who is my
Historical
favorite actor?
figure, I would say, I guess.
Yeah.
And
My savior.
I know I don't know where to put biblical figure.
Yeah.
And you had sports star. You have an actor.
Chris Evans,
Oh, there. Yes. Oh,
for sure. Sebastian
yes.
Stan.
Well, that's 5.
That's 5.
You can't go on.
They're all guys. Wow.
Mine are all girls except for.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh. But yeah, that's who I would like to have dinner with. Where would I go?
Yeah, where would you go?
Republic of Texas.
Oh.
If someone else was paying the bill.
True.
Man, what a dinner table.
I loved that place. That's the first time I ate steak, and I liked it. Best place to have a steak.
I will argue with you on that.
Well, like for a first timer,
Yeah.
like fancy, you
I
want to
see
have
it.
a good steak.
All right, next question.
What is the craziest thing you have ever done?
Well, I was never a rebellious kid, so honestly, nothing.
Nothing like even like
Why'd you make that
middle,
face?
because with the middle school episode we talked about with us sneaking in,
Oh, that's sneaking into the old gym?
but like
I didn't remember putting my hand through broken glass.
I do, like
That was kind of like
anything like
somewhat.
kind of like just out of the norm for you that you ever did?
No.
No,
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
nothing like adventurous or like daredevilish.
Mm-mm. If it dealt with heights, I wasn't doing it.
True.
I'm a goody goody.
Mine so far, the little swing I did.
Oh my gosh.
Friggin' Slurm
That's the
one.
funniest video.
And we have a family vacation in July, and I have been trying to convince my dad to let me skydive.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't on board.
Skydiving?
I gotta do
Dude,
it.
I would pass out.
Oh, I would
And
have
I
so
wouldn't
much
open
fun.
my parachute. So that'd be it.
That's not your. You have a tandem on you, so you
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
to worry about that.
It's like, take control, please. I'm going to pass out.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, this one I think is really cool.
Okay.
When I thought of this question, I was like, this is good. Like,
Okay.
I don't know what I'd answer. Okay, if you were able to pick a TV show and live in it, live in that reality, and where the actors are not actors, but they're the character. Like, you're
friends with the characters. You're
in that reality
Oh
of
my
the show.
God.
What show would it be?
Oh no! Like what am I? Oh good lord. Okay, that's better than my question. The final question about TV. Oh my.
So you live
Oh
in
my
that.
gosh.
Okay, what if you did? It's hard to pick one because there's also different genres.
Right. Comedy
What
and drama.
if do comedy and drama? Two
That
options.
still makes it hard.
Yeah.
Comedy. Friends. 100%. Friends.
I think my comedy would be Parks and Rec.
Really.
I love Parks and Rec.
See, I don't remember that. I watched it.
Or
Twice. I would not, for one, live in the
no.
office.
No, I'm gonna change my answer. I think I'm gonna do Friends
Friends is
because it's more realistic.
Right.
First of all, and it'd just be fun to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
For sure.
Friends too. I'm
Friends.
changing my answer.
Friends for comedy.
vetoing. Drama.
I'm going back and forth between two that were both. Of this
Which
time.
ones?
No, you know what? Easy, actually. I don't know why I thought I was contemplating between Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill, but then I'm like, Dawson's Creek. I would be so annoyed with Dawson himself. So
You'd be miserable.
I would be absolutely miserable. I'd just be like, if I lived in Dawson's Creek world, I'd be like slapping Dawson senseless and being like, you
Beating
need
them
to
up.
Stop. Like, I'd be like, let
Boy, if
them
you
be
don't.
happy. It's a whole thing. But One Tree Hill, dude, I want to go to freaking Wilmington, North Carolina, just to see where it was filmed. Also where Dawson's Creek was filmed. And just have that experience of seeing like all these iconic like things. It went on for almost 10 years.
That's
And, like,
wild.
I'm like, freaking River Court's gone. They tore it up. I don't know why.
What?
But like, I just want to live in that world. Like, they had over dramatic stuff for a TV show like that. But I'd be like, I would live in the high school part of it. I would not live in the 5 years forward part of it. Because they split it up. The first 4 seasons are like high school. The last 5 are like
When they're older?
older. They're 5 years forward in their jobs and
Dang.
there's
So
more
One
drama.
Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill. Tree Hill, North Carolina. That's where I'm living.
I'm torn with Teen Wolf. Can you imagine living in Teen Wolf?
Forget Stadia. I'll take her place.
Sorgan. I don't know. Styles and Morgan. Miles. Teen Wolf or the originals.
Ooh.
I don't know which one. I think I would probably do Teen Wolf because the originals can be intense.
The originals isn't like the whole.
I would
Vampire
just want to
Diaries
be
is, like,
with Klaus.
intense.
That's it.
Of course.
But
Would you take Caroline's place?
yes, Morgan. So it'd be like Cleana. Or Kalana.
Sounds like Klingon.
Oh my gosh. Or like, I can't think of another version.
South.
Souse. That's disgusting.
Sounds
But
like a disease.
Yeah, I know. It's like if you were a loved one.
Has been diagnosed with souse. Seek a doctor
Gosh.
immediately.
Then cue all the side effects. I think I would choose Teen Wolf. It's Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
That's
Beacon
our show.
Hills.
Beacon Hills.
Beacon Hills. You gotta go. That's a good question. It's a really good question.
All right. What else?
What is something that is not really considered a hobby, but it's just like something you like to do that might be out of like, like reading or watching, like just different kinds of hobbies that you would like do alone?
Ooh.
I know that sounds weird because most hobbies are done alone, but it's
Yeah.
like just something like you don't usually like do as like,
So excluding like watching Netflix.
yeah, probably.
For a while, I haven't done this recently. I don't really do it anymore. For all last summer, I think it was, or summer before, several summers, I was really into calligraphy.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that. And there's been times in middle school where I was really into DIYs.
Yes.
Where I would make you stuff.
Dude, I think somewhere deep down somewhere in this room that we are in, there is a duct tape flower pin somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that.
Yeah, I would do it.
I think I paid you for that.
Yeah.
I think I paid you like $3 for that.
I
did.
did.
Think about it.
In middle school, I tried taking your money so
Dude,
many times.
You took my money. Not mine, because I did not have a pay. You took my mother's money.
That's the most rebellious thing I've done. Just making bets and getting all of Morgan's money. So like doing a lot of DIYs now. The only thing I have time for is just watching Netflix. But I mean, like watching YouTube videos, listening to music.
Yeah.
All those things. But in the past, I know one summer, I can't braid my own hair. One, it's too short now.
Right.
But
You
normally,
used to.
yeah, because when it was a lot longer. The only braid, I taught myself how to braid.
You taught me how to braid.
I did?
Yes.
I don't remember that. I don't remember these things.
You taught me like the basic bit of it, and then I went on YouTube to watch like everything else.
That's what I did. I went on YouTube and watched tutorials of every braid you could think of. And at school, I would braid like all the girls' hair.
Yes. I'm like, my hair, can you braid it?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, what you want?
You did like Katniss braid on me like 1,000 times, it seems like. I remember.
Like the waterfall braid, the crown braid.
braid.
But on myself, I do a Dutch braid. But on other people, it would turn out to a normal braid. And I couldn't do a regular one on myself, and I couldn't do a Dutch one on other people. It was super weird.
I can't, like, I remember I would learn how to French braid and Dutch braid.
Mm-hmm.
They're real simple. They make it look like it's harder. But I would never be able to, like, French braid or Dutch braid somebody else's hair.
Mm-hmm.
What
about you?
I like to memorize things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will find, like, any kind of monologue from any show
Mm-hmm.
or movie. Like, that's something of my favorite. And it looks complicated. Or it sounds complicated. Like, it's fast or it's long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to challenge myself.
I say bet.
How I memorize it. Dude, I memorized the whole Love Rosie speech. I still have it in my head.
Love Rosie.
I still, like, will be able to quote that nonstop. There's a whole deleted One Tree Hill scene in the school shooting episode that I memorized because I actually did it for one of my auditions for the theater program.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I have that, I don't know. And if it's, like, complicated, like, even, like, raps, like, if it's fast and, like, long, I literally spent, like, an hour to learn the super fast rap god part.
Oh my gosh, I remember this.
That whole thing, yeah. I spent time memorizing that and getting it right, and I still have it because I've done it so many times. Same thing with, like, dances. I used to do that a lot. I still try to, and then I fail. Like, you see those dance videos on, like, YouTube with those, like, everything, and I'm like, that is... there's one of them I learned that was simpler than the rest of them. But just things like that, I'm like, find a monologue, find something that...
And then do it.
Yeah, that sounds like... There's, like, recently there was, like, a Dawson's Creek part of it where she was, like, speaking really fast, and I was like, I want to know, I want to get this. And then I was like, I ended up just memorizing the entire scene instead of just the one part. But I don't know, I like to test my memory and see, like, if I can memorize things and if I can learn things. I like to learn just different things that, just to know that I know them. I don't know. That's why I like to do it.
Goodness. Okay, my next question is, if you have one, what is the most embarrassing moment of your life?
Do I want to talk about this?
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
What is it? Oh,
Or is there something else?
no, it has to be. I'm trying to think, and I'm like,
Do you want me to go first?
no, I gotta get it over with if it is. I'm honestly going through a lot of things I've done. I mean, I've tripped up the stage in the lunchroom, and the ranch has gone all over me for my salad.
I remember that.
But that was it. Oh my god. Okay. So, before I went to London, I went to a private school. That shall not be named. And I was in third. I was in third grade, and I was in class, and I had to go to the bathroom. And when I walked in, it was like when you were younger, you know, you went in groups,
Yeah.
like with a teacher
Buddy
or something
system
like
or
that.
something?
I'm remembering more.
Oh no.
Like people out in the hall, you know, waiting for the teacher, and like they go in groups, everything like
Yeah.
that. I think that was there. So there was a teacher waiting out, so that teacher knows. Oh god. That child had to say something. Oh good lord, I'm remembering so much right now.
Can I just say, Morgan told me this like 2 years ago, and I don't know why you did.
I don't know either.
I can't stop laughing even now.
It was mortifying not only for me, but for the okay.
Here's the deal.
So I went into the bathroom, and there's these other little girls there, just, you know, from like probably first grade or second grade. I feel like it was first, because I did not recognize, I remember anybody. So
Good.
yeah. So the doors were a little funky in this. They were just an old building, but I don't think these kids knew how to lock a door. In the bathroom especially, and so I somehow. I don't know how. I logically did this. I was like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom, and there was only one door that I saw that was partially like, I was like not opened it, and I don't know. Did I not? I don't know. I think I walked it backwards, but I literally just I don't know how the heck I did this. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I literally just opened it. Didn't see the toilet itself, and just got ready to go to the bathroom, and almost basically sat on a child, butt naked, about to. They're like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh shit! I gotta go." I was so. Oh my gosh! I was so mortified. That child was scarred.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how.
Well, she didn't even lock the door all the way. That's the thing. So
like,
you saw that it was open.
I don't know how, like, when you open a bathroom
You didn't
door,
see her?
I don't know how I didn't see her. I don't know, child.
Hey, at least you didn't use the restroom. That would have been.
No, I think I would have noticed when my body hit another person's body. You know? It's like, oh, that's not a toilet. No, that doesn't feel right. And a child, hey! Oh, shoot.
Did you ever see this girl ever again?
I don't think so. Because we
God.
were in different... I didn't. No. I'm so glad I didn't, because, good Lord, I was mortified. I don't know how I remember that. I don't think I remember telling anyone about that.
And then you told me.
I don't know how or why. I don't know when I remembered that. But I just remember doing that. That's how mortifying it was for me.
Your mind shut it out.
Yeah, I think I blocked it out for a good period of time.
Oh, God. My most embarrassing moment?
Yes.
Is a period story.
Oh, we all have good ones.
Yeah. But I can say without a doubt, this was... Oh, Lord. This is my most embarrassing moment. Freshman year, I used to wear these high-waisted, light-wash blue jeans. But they were, like, super light-wash, to where they were almost white. But they were, like, a pale blue, essentially, because they were that light. They were my favorite pair of jeans. Let me just throw that in. My favorite pair of jeans. Well, we're in English class. You were in it.
Oh, I was.
Because it was, right? Were you? I know Sydney was.
English freshman year?
It was pre-AP.
No, I was not.
Okay. Then I just told you about this. It was, I had it right before lunch. So when it was over lunchtime and then whatever. We were reading Julius Caesar. and there's like this whole thing where it's like, oh, do you think this character made the right choice or whatever?
Right.
And well, first of all, when I was sitting there, I was like, because you know when you feel like you started, and I was like, well, it's not time yet.
Right.
So
You just get
it
that
was like
feeling.
a few days before.
Oh, dang.
Let me
That's
just
tough.
perspective. So light wash, blue jeans, sitting down, and then the teacher's like, okay, let's, because half the class was split with this like character. So she was like, okay, let's stand up. If you believe this, stand on one side of the room. If you believe this,
Right.
the other. So I stand up. Yes. Because I was crying after this morning. So I go with one group. My back is facing the other group. Go back to my seat when it's over. And I noticed something on the seat.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I acted so nonchalant. I looked at it, sat right back down, and was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Light wash, blue jeans,
And a seat.
perspective, once again. The class ends, and I'm like, I have to leave last. So,
But then you're out in a crowd of people.
oh, just wait, Morgan. Just wait. So, everyone starts leaving. I'm putting my stuff away very slowly. I put my backpack on my lap, and I remember I stood up, and I did it so quickly that I moved my backpack on the seat. And I literally, to get it off the seat, I just like rubbed my backpack on it because I was
would've
like,
done the same thing,
like
though.
I can't. The teacher was still there putting stuff away. I was like,
Right.
I'm too embarrassed, like whatever. And that it was good. Put my backpack on and I'm leaving. I think it was with Sydney, and I think maybe we met up with you in the hallway because we had when this happened. I told you guys go to the bathroom with me.
Oh, yes.
So I think your class was nearby,
Mhm.
so you would just meet us at our classroom,
Right.
and we'd walk together to lunch. So I start walking, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I can't believe what's going on.
You had us like stand behind you, right?
Eventually, because as you're walking, I heard some guys laughing,
Oh, good lord.
and I know who it was. And I was like, they could be laughing about anything. They could be laughing about anything.
Just don't
But
think about
then, as we start walking, I hear more laughter, and then a girl taps me on the shoulder. A girl in the grade below us, and by that point, I was like, no, they can see it.
it. Yeah.
So I kind of got the feeling what was happening. So she comes up to me and she's like, hey, and I just held up my hand and I said, I know, and I stormed off, and that's when I told you guys to walk behind
Yeah.
me, and then went to the bathroom, started crying. I remember looking at my pants, and it was the worst ever. It was so noticeable. Light wash blue jeans. If it was dark, you wouldn't be able to see it. But light wash blue jeans. And I was crying. I was so embarrassed. I texted my mom. I also didn't have any clean jeans because it was like laundry day.
Oh.
So I was going to do laundry. So like if my mom brought me jeans, there were no jeans. So that's why I wore the light wash blue ones. So I just told my mom, you know what? Forget it. Pick me up. Just pick me
Yeah.
up, Mom. So I left school
Yeah.
early because I was so embarrassed. And thankfully it was a Friday. So I didn't see the people for the weekend. And that was it. Never came back up again. But, oh my Lord.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is something on your bucket list? Or a
Ooh.
few things on your bucket list?
Visit Europe for sure. I would say anywhere in Europe. Like maybe do those trips, not backpacking because I wouldn't
Right.
backpack, but like catch trains to different parts of Europe.
Right, yeah.
Like spend a day, day and a half in a different
Somewhere,
place.
yeah.
That'd be cool. That's up there for sure. Just traveling to Europe, Australia, that
Right.
region. That's top for me. And meeting Tyler Sagan, but that's fine.
There's like bucket list concerts that I have, you know, Beyonce, Jonas Brothers. Just
Gotta
do-
check that off.
Just gotta do Beyonce now. Whenever she comes out with a new album, I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But skydiving, of course, and then meeting like a certain like set of people.
Yeah.
for
Who would you
sure.
like to meet?
That I haven't met?
Yeah.
Probably the second person that I thought about for my Make-A-Wish. I would meet Sophia Bush,
Ooh.
for sure.
That would be a good
That
one.
with, like, the whole One Tree Hill class. Like, I've met two. I've met two.
Mhm. You met Nathan?
I met Nathan, I met James Lafferty, and I met Chase, Stephen Coletti.
Man.
A lot of people don't know Chase, but Chase is fun.
Mhm.
I love Chase. But yeah, that's my bucket list there.
Nice. Travel and meeting the celebs.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, I have a question. This is my last one.
Okay.
If you could time travel anywhere, where would you go? Past, future, doesn't matter. It could be one specific event, an entire decade that you like lived through.
Okay. So, one of my favorite decades, a lot of my favorite things come from it, is the 90s.
Mhm.
But, like, when people say, I want to live in, like, the 50s, something like that, the fashion, and I'm like, that used to be my favorite until I started actually thinking hard about it. I'm like,
The 50s was too much.
yeah, like, fashion, the war, the racism, all this kind of,
Yeah.
lived through all that. But like, really the 90s, because 90s wasn't too crazy.
You got the 90s boy bands, Nirvana,
The freaking
grunge.
fashion, the TV, the movies, all great.
Boy Meets World, moment of silence.
For the best, and I say it now, the absolute best TV series finale I've ever seen in my entire life.
Dang.
I said it. But I would probably live in the 90s, and if not the 90s, no, I would live in the future scares me. I'm
Okay.
like, what's going to happen? Where we
What
are
if you
now?
had to choose an event?
An event?
Yeah. I don't know what I would do for that one.
An event?
Like anything throughout history, you were like, I would love to see that.
Could you change it?
No, you were just there. It just, we're not.
2016?
I know. Then we would be the Mandela effect. It would be us.
Oh, I'd be
Dun,
glad
dun,
to change
dun.
2016.
Yeah.
Personally, for many reasons. Event to like what? Like for example, like JFK and find out who did it, or
If you were just there.
just to see an
Just
event.
there, yeah. I would have loved to go to a One Direction concert.
The royal frickin' wedding.
Yes.
Which one you say? Harry and Meghan.
Mm-hmm.
Durr.
Of course.
That's the one I cried at.
If I had to time travel and like live through a decade, I would say the 80s. I love the 80s. I love 80s movies.
80s wasn't too crazy.
80s music.
Yeah.
Love the hair bands. I would not do the 70s because I'd probably get murdered.
That
Because
and
I look,
high.
yeah, that. But I also look like Ted Bundy's victims, so that's fun. I have similarities, so I'm not living in the 70s. Thank you very much. The 80s, I just love the 80s so much. The 80s, like 80s movies, some of my favorites of all time.
You got 80s movies, John
An
Hughes.
event, something with biblical times probably.
Really?
So I could just witness it.
That'd be cool.
But other
That's
than
better
that,
than mine. Just like the royal wedding from last year, sure.
gosh. Do you have any other questions?
Yes. It's a kind of a 2.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Last question.
last question. What is your current favorite TV show and your current favorite movie? Your favorite recent movie?
Okay, so current only, not of all time.
No, not of all time, just current.
Current.
Like came out in the last few weeks for movie, and just what you're watching that you really like. That you've watched in the past year or something.
Oh gosh. Well, in the past year, I watched the originals
Oh,
and Legacies.
yeah.
I'd say those are up there for sure. Comedy wise,
You've been watching a lot of comedy.
yeah, I've been like rewatching them. That's the thing. I've been rewatching them though, so like I've already seen
Yeah.
it. Oh no, a show I started watching, Good Girls. This is very recent, a couple weeks ago. I'm caught up now, and I love it. I got my mom hooked up on it.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. It was like a lot better than I thought. So I would say Good Girls. And I just started watching Superstore. It's not too bad.
All those
It's a
NBC
nice
shows.
like filler. Like it's 20 minutes long, so I'm like, oh, I just need to.
If only Brooklyn Nine-Nine was on Netflix, I would tell you to watch it.
The NBC has the last 2 seasons, like 5 and 6.
Because it was on Fox originally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I just need to watch seasons 1 through 4, and then
It's good. I liked it.
yeah, I would
watched
love
it
to
really
watch
fast.
it. But so, Good Girls, definitely.
Oh, what movie?
Oh, recent movie, Endgame.
I knew.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
for sure.
Endgame. A Star is Born. I loved that. Okay, on Netflix, I watched The Last Summer and I really liked it. Modern Day Love Actually.
Yes, I loved that. The only thing is that I think the only thing different is there's no connections. They don't all connect.
Yeah, that
It's dope.
was
Also, side note, I for some reason watched a Taylor Swift interview on Ellen the other day, and she asked her what her favorite movie was of all time, and she says, "I'll give you my favorite movie that I watched in the past week." She said, "Someone Great," and I was like,
oh my gosh.
I
That
have
was
to
a good
like
movie.
you. The Gina Rodriguez movie. Anyway, Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What would yours be?
TV show. I am currently I started watching the show in 2017 because I remember it got revived, and that's when it got revived, and I was curious. I was like, I'd seen a few clips from it. I'm like, this is pretty funny. I want to see if I'll actually like it. And I watched the first 4 seasons, like halfway through the 4th season in 2017, and then I stopped. I think I got bored. Woody Harrelson was in that season. It's the weirdest thing. And then I was like, I would see a few clips and like bloopers on Instagram. I'm like, it's hilarious. I need to get back into this. So I just finished the original series, which is 8 seasons, and I'm in the middle of the revival, the season 9 of the revival. I am watching a Will and Grace. It is hilarious. Like, they're like, I don't know why I like that kind of humor. It's just it's really weird, and it's a really diverse kind of character, like personality wise. There's like it's just 4 people. It's like Will and Grace, and then it's like Jack and Karen. Karen is Megan Mullally, which is Nick Offerman's wife from Parks and
Really?
Rec. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And she plays Tammy on Parks and Rec, I think, who is his
The
ex-wife.
Crazy Librarian.
Yeah, but on Will and Grace, she's like high pitched and real. She drinks a lot. A lot. It's part of her character, but she has this like high pitched voice and everything like that. And I was like, I hate this, but then I got used to it and like her humor. Oh my gosh, her humor's kind of like offensive in parts of it, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I love this. It's the jokes it's a lot of pop culture jokes. They literally made a joke. I'm watching the newest one, and because everything's up to date now. Like the jokes in the past one, it was a 90s 2000 show. They were like, kind of like I was like, I don't understand that. I wasn't bored. I didn't know, but I knew a few of them. But these are more modern. It's a little bit more political, which I love political satire. But they made a joke like one of the guys was like couldn't get a song out of his head, like a theme, like a commercial song. I hate when that happens.
I know.
And to scare him to keep his mind off of it, the other guy was like, you know, they canceled Riverdale, and he's like, Archie's our hottest ginger. No.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, if only, please.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Riverdale.
Will and Grace, and that recent movie, I liked last summer. Past year to All the Boys for sure.
Oh yeah, it's been a year already.
No, in August.
Oh,
It's been a year since the other.
The Kissing Booth.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But other than that, like recent, I mean,
Then it wasn't good.
there's a lot of the movies in the Oscars I liked. I liked Green Book and everything like that, and yeah, really To All the Boys probably, if anything. Yeah.
Very
To All
good.
the Boys. Yep.
Well, those are our questions.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed those.
Got
to know us a
to-
little
yeah,
bit more
just
than
about
the
to say
first
that.
episode.
Our Untitled Q&A.
Now,
Very clever.
our songs.
Yes, our songs. You go first, Morgan.
Okay, so my song is brand new and legit. Oh, the video came out today. I gotta watch that. It's the Ed Sheeran Justin Bieber song. I don't care.
Ooh,
I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not.
me too, but I like it.
I like it. It's not bad. I'm like
Okay.
This is the first like real collaborations between these two.
Yeah,
because Love
honestly.
Yourself was kind of one, but it wasn't official.
Yeah, didn't like Ed Sheeran just write it, and then he
wrote-
had like,
he did the ad libs in the back, and he did
Yeah.
the guitar and everything like that.
but that's just like
But this is like a full on song
featuring both of them.
featuring both of them.
Like,
yeah.
here's one thing. There's a Khalid song, Out of My Head, which I think I've
Oh, is it the
requested
one with
before.
John Mayer?
But it says with John Mayer.
Right.
So I was like, when's John gonna start singing?
Right.
It's not featuring John Mayer.
Right.
So like John Mayer played the guitar or something. But
Right.
it is a good song though. Why are they copying John Mayer's New Light music video with like green screen,
yeah.
super tacky?
I don't know.
Man, leave John Mayer out of this. But I don't care. It's a really good song.
Yeah, it
I
is.
was impressed. Okay, for mine.
I have a feeling because you've been talking
I-
about
yep,
a freaking band
basically.
all week. Good Lord,
This
I know-
past
I knew
week-
it. I was about to text you. I was like, I think I know what your song's
Yeah.
gonna be for this week.
This past week, I fell in love with a Latin boy band. I know. They are called Ciencio. It's cinco, but without the I, so it's just CNCO. There's 5 of them. They were formed off of this, like, Spanish music show, like, kind of like American Idol, that kind of stuff, but for, like, Spanish version, called La Banda. So they were soloists. I haven't looked at the premise of the show yet.
Is it kind of like One Direction and the X Factor? They performed solo and then they
Yeah,
were formed?
they were formed as a band, but that was the purpose of the show, because the show means the band.
Oh.
So you come on as soloist in hopes of being put into a band.
Right.
So these guys got it, but it was a few years ago. But the song is called "Pretend." It's Spanish English or Spanglish, because they're all from different countries, which is
We love
beautiful.
diversity.
But oh my gosh, I'm just like I'm fangirling, like listening to the songs.
You got a new boy band on your
Yeah,
hands.
man, Trouble.
The international boy bands are taking
They are.
over.
They are.
You got BTS and K-pop.
Yeah.
And others in K-pop.
Yeah, like girl groups too.
The girl group. There was one-
Blackpink.
Yeah,
something like that.
performed at Coachella.
Yeah, they're performing on shows,
and then there's like
collabs with big people.
NCT 17. There's something I've been seeing.
I don't know.
James Corden had them on or something like that.
Yeah.
I saw something. I knew it was a boy band.
But they're taking over.
They're taking
The world by storm. But yeah, so Ciencio, Pretend.
Of course.
It's half English, half Spanish, like I said. They don't have a lot of their songs are just in Spanish, and I know basic Spanish. Like
Right.
when they're talking, I can understand it. But like with different countries, they change pronunciations.
Right.
Like
There's like Mexican Spanish.
I didn't know
and-
this until I took I had college
Spanish
professors
Spanish.
teaching me Spanish, which completed my last Spanish class ever.
I'm doing that this
Which
year.
is why I kind of wanted to keep listening to Spanish music
Right.
and just talk to my mom in Spanish more, so I can
Right.
like actually keep it
Yeah.
up and learn. But so for example, for us, we've always heard "Me llama Siana," my name is Siana.
Yeah, the
But then
female-
my professors say "Me llama Siana," and I was like,
What?
"Llama." In some countries, in Latin countries, they have the double L instead of a Y, a J. So, like llegaste, which is like super weird. And then sometimes they'll say yo as yo, or like jo. I don't know how to. I always forget which one it is, but
what country is this?
I don't know which ones. But that's why like watching interviews of CNCO, they'll say some of them, not all of them, will say it without pronunciation, and I'm just like,
Do you know where they're
What?
from? The ones that say it?
I forget who says it what time
Because
because
I
they
know-
also talk so fast.
Right. There's like the basic like Latin American Spanish
Yeah.
and like South America, Brazil. Brazil's more Portuguese, which
Yeah.
is like
It's
I-
different, but it's very
I
similar.
found it so interesting because we had a Portuguese
It's classmate.
classmate, and when he would speak, when we would ask him like just say something in Portuguese, it sounded very similar
It's
to
like
Spanish.
very
And if you think
different
about it, like
words.
people from Spain have a different kind of like Spanish, and then there's like Mexican
Well, it's
Spanish.
just like with English, people in New York talk differently than
Right.
Texas,
There's
so
different
it's super
slang.
weird. But it trips me out.
But yeah, but like I found it interesting how like Portuguese, Mexican Spanish, and like Spain, European Spanish, they all have different ways, but they can all still understand each other, even though they're all
Yeah.
kind of different languages.
Language is crazy.
It's like it blows my mind.
So, also for my Spanish tea professor, she was asking us one day in class if we lived in a house, apartment, dorm, like where we lived.
Right.
So she was saying vivir with V's. So we would say v, like with the V. But in some countries, they say the V as a B. So she was like asking me, she was saying beber. And I was like, is she like beber to
Right.
drink? Is she asking like what I drink at my
Good
house?
Lord.
And then I asked her to repeat it, and she said it slower. And I was like, oh, she's saying vivir, but she's pronouncing it with a B.
That's confusing.
I know, it was so hard in Spanish too
Good
recently,
Lord.
like whenever she would talk to us. But
I
yeah,
don't know if I know.
CNCO, Pretend. Hit them up, listen to their music.
Yes. Okay.
They came to McAllen.
Of course. Yeah.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. Duh.
I was like, man, I should have like become a fan a month ago.
I've been down to McAllen. I don't like McAllen.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
Thank you for listening. Please follow us on our Instagram at our Untitled Pod, Untitled without the E. For some
yes.
sneak peeks and schedule change. We are only uploading on Mondays now.
Yeah, because we're busy bees.
We're super busy.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's summer, but
it's
just
summer,
getting
but
started.
we got stuff and we ain't got no time. But we will still give you some really good episodes if you listen. And we'll be once a week. And we hope you stick around and enjoy. We hope you enjoyed this episode and get to know us a little more.
Tell your friends about us.
Please.
All right, bye.
Bye.